Hey everyone, it's Cinema Lovers Incorporated, back at you again with a brand new video. I apologize for this late review. Hold on, let's just... Oops, hold on. Okay, that's fine. So, I apologize for this late review, ladies and gentlemen. I've been very busy on the schoolwork. I have been going through a lot of good changes. And, yeah, so I'm reviewing Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 14 today. And after this, we have only 2 more episodes left. Episode 15, which is coming out this Sunday, and then Episode 16. So, a lot of people don't really enjoy Fear the Walking Dead Season 4. I don't personally like it as much as I liked Fear the Walking Dead in the past. And that's very unfortunate because Dave Erickson, his show was one of my favorite shows ever. I mean, ever. And Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, I feel like it's just not as good, not as focused as it used to be. So, let's get right into the video. Let's get right into Episode 14. This episode feels pretty clunky, in my opinion. A lot of people think the same way. And, you know, this second half really just, I don't enjoy the story that they're trying to convey. I don't like the box storyline where they're trying to put boxes on the side of the road. I mean, it would be completely different if this was like the start of the zombie apocalypse, but we've been watching The Walking Dead, you know the main show, for like since 2010, and this just doesn't feel right to me that they're doing this, that they're trying to help people on the side of the road. It just doesn't feel right, and I don't like it. I don't like the black lady, her in the beginning of this episode. It's very silly. It's just a cliched villain transformation. She loses her husband, and, yeah, it's just ridiculous. She's calling out to people, but the car is completely broken. I mean, who does she think can help her? The guy's going to die, so that's ridiculous. It would be different if he had, like, a little cut or something. It would be better if he had a zombie bite. Okay, because it looked like the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, and it would have been better if he was bitten, so she really wouldn't know what's going on. So if she flagged people down, you know, because she doesn't know what's going on, but they know what's going on, and that's why they leave her, and that makes her really upset. Eventually he dies, and she goes crazy because they don't save him. And I think that would have been a better storyline, because the idea of him being, you know, basically pierced by the thing that went through the glass, it just doesn't work in my opinion, because he would never survive that. I don't know who could come and help. I just don't get what she was trying to do. And then her going into insane mode was ridiculous. Gimple, you know, Gimple has a fetish for really bad songs, like really cringy songs. Gimple has a big fetish for that, and we get to see his fetish in this episode where the music is just awful, where she's trying to kill people with these zombies, and her transformation, she's like, no, like that, and you see her changing and stuff. It's just really stupid. I don't like that one bit. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, the rest of the episode is our characters running from a horde of zombies. Now, in reality, that would sound pretty cool, but it just feels all over the place. Characters just are going from one point to another point. We have a cool action scene in the beginning where you know, the black guy in the wheelchair shoots the crazy woman, and she actually gets away. But yeah, that was a pretty cool action scene. But after that, they try taking Wendell. They try getting him out of there, and they after a commercial break, they end up in the hospital magically, and it just feels like the whole episode is like these random action scenes. That's what it feels like. It would have been better if we actually had some sort of arc going on in the building. Now, we get to know stuff about people. For example, we know more about Wendell and Sarah in this episode. I really enjoy that scene. But after that, it just feels like action scene after action scene after action scene, and there's no really substance. There's more style over substance, And I guess that's why I just found it kind of too fast. And that's actually hard to say. It was too fast, in my opinion. Remember in The Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 2, where they talked in the whole episode and they developed each other, and by the end, when the zombies came in, that's what should have happened. Instead of them, you know, in this episode, they're just running the whole episode fighting. There's one scene where Morgan just gets cornered by 2 zombies, and there was no suspense because it was just boom. It was like, it just felt like, okay, here's an action scene. Take this action scene, and then we're going to throw you into another action scene. Okay, that action scene is done. We're going to throw you into this action scene. Okay, the characters are going through a lot. Shoot that guy, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to put you in the elevator, and then you're up on the roof, and then they're up on the roof. And it just felt clunky. Just didn't work, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the episode was really cool. I enjoy this environment, them in this hospital full of zombies, and the elevator was pretty cool. But then we have stupid stuff like, spoiler alert, Jim getting bit. It's just, I mean, someone had to go. I guess Jim had to go. But I like Jim. I don't really want these characters to go. And that's what I hate about this show. They kill off characters way too early. And a lot of people hate Jim. I thought he was getting better. I enjoy the character. You know, bye, Jim. And he's going to die, unfortunately. So, yeah. That's unfortunate. And then we have Morgan and June, you know, they're talking to each other. And I hate how they're making Morgan this character who leads everyone through the battle. I mean, why do they put all of this on Morgan? All Morgan was talking about was going back to Virginia. He never really showed himself as a leader before. Nobody really saw him as a leader. He was just a nobody from Virginia. And now all of a sudden they're like, Morgan, you lead the way. Morgan, you do this, Morgan, all of this. And it just doesn't feel right. And then we have Alicia and Charlie. They're just doing their own thing over there. And it's just, they deserved a lot more. I really don't like what they're doing to Alicia and Charlie in this second half because of, they just don't give them any screen time. They're like there and sprinkled in the episode and then they're gone. Yeah, and I just don't like the black lady. She's really very ridiculous. Her surviving a shotgun blast. I mean, she could have survived. I don't know how she survived. But it looked pretty painful. I just want to see where they go with this character. Hopefully they go somewhere good with her. I don't know. But this episode is very mixed. I thought some of the action scenes were great. Some were very poor, and some of the action scenes were just so poor, in my opinion. You know, because they jump from point A to point B to point C to point D. And most of the time, it just doesn't work, in my opinion. And it's just a very clunky episode, kind of like what Trev said. But I don't hate it as much as Trev. Trev really dug into this episode, and Trev, my man, if you thought the beginning of this episode was bad, go back and watch The Walking Dead Season 8, because you had crap like that in The Walking Dead Season 8. For example, when that Carl episode 8, or was it episode 9? I can't remember. And the music it's episode 9. The music, you know, his little montage of him finding out that he got bit. Stuff like that. Trev, it happens a lot in The Walking Dead. So it didn't really bother me as much because I saw a lot of that in The Walking Dead, but it's still pretty cartoony, just like Trev said. So this episode, it's a very mixed one. I'll give it a C. I don't know what other people give it. It's not horrible. It's not completely trash like episode 12. It just has some problems, in my opinion, and it could have been so much better. It just felt rushed, like they were trying to get them to this location for the finale, and it just didn't work. It felt low budget, you know, where they skip the you know, where they travel, where they skip that. It's just too, I don't know, it just didn't work. You know, I wanted to see them actually get in the city and then go inside here, but I don't know. So I'll give this episode a C. What do you guys think of Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 14? Let me know down below. Comment down below. Subscribe. Do whatever the heck you want to do. I have much more videos coming out very soon. Lots of videos coming out very soon, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye, everyone.